For this video here is gonna be about the Dishonored, the Death of the Outsider. I'm not sure like if it's like a DLC or some sort of spin-off game, and yeah, so Dishonored 2, like I really love Dishonored 2, right? For the stealth, right? The different abilities you got like in the game, the approach, this mystery, and yeah, so Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, right? This one here, so basically like it takes like the gameplay is very similar to Dishonored 2, very similar. The graphics, the gameplay, everything about it like is very similar. You just get different abilities. Because it is a DLC, kind of like some sort of spin-off game. This game, it is shorter, obviously, than Dishonored 1 and 2, right? And yeah, you can actually finish a game in like 3 hours or less, 4 hours or less. And yeah, but you can always, you can replay all the missions again, try and get perfect, you know, try and do like a perfect stealth run. I try to get trophies, right? There's one trophy, so obviously there's the disguise. You can disguise yourself as people. And then you have to show up at this meeting, this important meeting as this one, in this one specific disguise. And yeah, so, you know, there is a replayability for that, right? And, you know, like I'm not good at stealth. But this one, you know, whatever, through playing the game though, it's best to remain stealthy. So you can go back to certain areas, remain stealthy, right? Not trigger any alarm. And yeah, you know, the game is easier when you try and play stealthy. Like with some of the level design, like in this one, it is very similar to 2. I believe like it takes place like in the same places as 2, right? So you in some areas you kind of go back like to those previous areas, and yeah, what's very fun about Dishonored 2 is just, you know, like I'm not great like at stealth, but it's very fun like messing up like in stealth games, right? Getting spotted, and like with this game you get a teleportation ability, so you can teleport up to like a higher area if you get spotted. And yeah, you know, but sometimes I try to play stealthy, right? The takedown animations, they can't really see it fully because it is like in a first person view, but the takedown animations, they're very brutal, they're very it is very gory and very cool. And yeah, there's even one where, you know, the character, she literally slices somebody in half. She slices somebody in half, right, through this avoidability. There's other ones too, like where she'll slit the throat. And yeah, you know, but you really feel like an assassin through these takedowns. You get, so basically you get this, what was it again? A crossbow shot. You get a crossbow, electric crossbow bolts. You get like this, not so much like a crossbow, like this kind of like gun that kind of attaches to her arm, and then she shoots enemies with it. But it kind of shoots, sometimes it shoots bolts, other times it'll shoot like arrows. So you get like different elementals. So you get like electric, fire, you know, I believe you get like a heavy shot. And there's also grenades as well. There's grenades. There's this one, similar like to the previous Dishonored game. There's this mine. And the mine is like this kind of a wire bomb. So like if you know, if somebody walks close to it, this wire bomb will literally slice them up, and it is very brutal. Abilities, you get a teleportation ability with this, where there's one disguise, so you can disguise as somebody. So you walk up behind somebody through this stuff, and you can take on their disguise. You take their disguise appearance through like kind of like this black, like this black I don't know, aura or whatever. And yeah, so you have to hold down, I believe you got to hold down the power button. You just keep on, you know, like you keep walking, and yeah. But the faster you walk, the more likely, the quicker a disguise will be lost. There's also, you know, a teleportation is back as well, your character, and as well a teleportation, so you can teleport like to higher areas, or, you know, move faster. And, you know, there's also like this time freeze ability. Time freeze ability, it's not so much a time freeze ability, it's more so to scope out the area around you. So you freeze time around you while you scope out areas around you to find traps, clues, right, enemy locations, you know, extra items, collectibles. And yeah, your character also talks to rats, is able to talk to rats, right? And the rats they kind of give secrets. There's also like this blade abilities, blade void ability that does extra damage. And yeah, but all the powers they go through like this meter, the meter, right? So the meter, basically, like your meter is low, you can't use anything, but it quickly replenishes very quickly, like just via cooldown. So yeah, you know, going through the game are collectibles. So, you know, you're finding documents, sometimes newspaper. This is, what was this, 1800s? So yeah, it's based on like the 1800s, right? So, you know, documents, newspapers, letters, find extra lore pieces like about the world. Just like with previous Dishonored games, right? And, you know, you can loot. So there's pickpocket loot. You know, there is the regular loot. So you basically pick up, you know, collectibles, items. There's bolts. There's, you know, there's items that will automatically give you change. So you pick up a certain item, they'll give you change. And yeah. I actually didn't know. I actually didn't understand. I forgot about the change system. So basically you use money. So you're using currency in the game. You basically use your currency in the game to, you know, buy more items, buy more weapons, or buy more ammo, or buy more health items, etc. And you can also get upgrades. But like I was kind of confused because you gotta go to a specific vendor. So you gotta find a vendor. So I believe every area will have a vendor, and you gotta. It's not always clear where the vendor is. You gotta kind of go up like these stairs, and it's like in this one secluded area, like in a very isolated area, and yeah, and through the vendor gives you these items. With the enemies, so the enemies basically just like all Dishonored 2, the same enemies are here. You know, you got the regular soldiers, you got the more armored soldiers, you got the soldiers with the mask over their faces. So, you know, headshots won't really. So headshots will do less damage against them. There's also like these bots, these cool ass bots, right? They're probably my favorite enemy, like in the game. The bots, so like there's these tall ass kind of like robots, and you know they're basically like guards, and you know they obviously, you know, they can take more damage. They're more durable. They're more, you know, they have more, you know, projectiles. But if you shoot their head off, so you know you can shoot their head off, and it's this cool ass scene where the robot will attack enemies around. Will attack its own, you know, its own allies around it, and yeah, and there's like his voice saying, okay, this bot or whatever is out of control. He's going to attack people around it, and yeah. So yeah, the enemies there, you know, you have main assassins, so your main targets that you're looking for, right? The main targets like in the game, right? You're looking for. So whether it be to assassinate somebody, or kill somebody for like an important document, or knock somebody out for something important. And you know, the very first mission had you save somebody, so you had to go and save somebody, you know, and this person was a very important figure in that character's life, so you got to go and save him. And yeah, I believe there's side contracts as well, so you can do side contracts to locate other targets. Yeah, this one basically, you know, this one. I'm not quite sure like how the side mission system works like in this one, right? But I'm pretty sure it's similar like to the other ones, in that you find a certain contract, you go after a certain target or a certain document or a certain important figure, and yeah. You know, so the area, so the game, you know, it's gonna have backtracking and exploration as with other ones too as well. So, for example, there's this bank robbery mission, right? So it's this bank robbery where, you know, you gotta perform like a heist, and you know, you gotta find the clues, you gotta find codes, so you gotta go up and down there in this big facility to find a certain clues. And there's traps, right? There's electric barriers as well. So there's this electric barrier like in water, so if you step in it, you're dead, you know, automatically. And yeah, so you have to find a certain code, and you gotta go upstairs, you gotta time it perfectly. Again, you have to loot a key off of like a dead person, and yeah. So it's gonna have a lot of that. It's really it's a lot about exploration. So you gotta explore around these smaller environments to find as much as possible. I explore a lot to get as much rewards, resources, collectibles, and yeah, you know, playing through the game, I could try to take out everybody. I'm taking out everybody, so nobody's coming after me, right? You know, you will run out of health very quickly if you're not careful. But it's good to stock up on those health items, right? But I'm trying to take out as much enemies as possible, so it's easier. So you can disarm, so traps, you can disarm traps, right? There's like this kind of, it is the 1800s, so there's this kind of generator, right? This generator that uses like this liquid, I can't remember what it's called, but you use this liquid. And if you take out like this liquid jar, or this liquid, you know, this massive jar out of the generator, basically what it's going to do is going to shut down the trap. But you gotta find the generator. You gotta find where this source of energy is. There's also a rewire tool. The rewire tool, which basically reverses the traps on the enemy. So it, basically, it makes the traps turn on the enemies, on your enemies. Ideas are pretty cool. So Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.